Okay guys, again this is Sir Arca and welcome to the tutorial for viewing the database in your web form using Visual Studio and TSQL in Visual Studio. Okay, so last time what we did was we created a product table into our database by adding in a simple database that is under the integrated SQL of Visual Studio. So you do not need an SQL server for that. So you could watch that video so that we could, uh, you could have an idea how to create it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add first a web form to do this one. Let's go add new item and then click on web form. So let's go to the web and then click in web form. So we'll not be naming it specifically. So we'll just go with the default, which is web form 1, and then click add. So I'm going to be showing you two ways to do it. So let's go in first into the web form and let's go to the design area. Okay. So the first one is we will be adding an object. So click on the toolbox and add in, go to data and add in a, uh, let's see, a grid view. Okay. So a grid view is a customizable view or table for web forms. So as you can see, I do have a table, but I do not have a data source. So you could add in a data source from this, clicking it here, or I could just immediately click on this arrow on the table and then click on and create a new data source, right? So if I do click this new data source or add this data source here, it will not be a problem. That will be the same. But I'm just gonna what I'm gonna do is gonna click here and then click here and then new data source. So it will allow you to pick what type of data source you'll be using. So I'm gonna be using an SQL data source and it will be named as SQL data source 1. So this is the same as what if we do add this one. So click OK and then it will allow you to pick what database you will be using. So if you do have other databases installed for in an SQL server, you could click new connection. But for now, since this is a built-in function, we could immediately see the sample database that we have created. So click this one, and you could see the connection string. So if you do have use for this, you could copy paste it, but it's already will be in the properties of your database, just in case. Okay, so click on next, and then you could name the connection string. So let's say sample connection string will be the name of our connection. This could be used for programming in the future as a future reference in our programming. So click on next. Then you could identify how you want it to look. So you could create customized functions. As you can see, you could identify which you want to see, or you could go by uniquely identifying each record. But since we just want to show everything, we'll be using asterisk. So asterisk represents all in SQL. So as I said before, you should have an idea first on SQL statements so that you could understand how we do things here, especially using a database. Okay, so there's a lot of options here. So we could add in some limitations, but we'll not be using this for now. We just want to display everything. So we will be picking in asterisk. And as you can see, the statement has been generated here. And that's good. Click on next and you could actually test. So testing the query will allow you to see what data will be seen on the table as it appears. There you go. So these are the things that we have added before and click on finish. So as you can see, the design has changed, but you could also format this one. So let's say we could allow or edit the template. Sorry. Uh, we will be choosing the, let's say, format. Let's see, let's say the format. Yeah, this one. This looks better. Let's go for professional. Apply, and then you do have this one on your, or the design has been applied. So what you just need to do is you could enable this. So this has a lot of functions. Selection means you could select the rows. Okay. So if you do, these are some things that you could do on your table. Okay, so for now, we'll just go with the simple design, which is going to be, it will just show the data that we do have. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this one. So as I've set up before, we are in Google Chrome. So I'm gonna run this. Yes. Okay. And then let's open up Google Chrome. Let's see if we will be able to view the data. Okay, so it's loading up web form 1 right now. And then there you go. So we do have the data already in our table, and it's very simple. So as I've said, we could do it two ways. So one of the most interesting thing about creating this is, aside from that, or manually configuring this, say the same process as this one, you could actually, as I remember, you could actually click drag. As you can see, I'm clicking the table and then I'm dragging it here inside my web form. And there you go. You could immediately have a table designed for you by clicking and dragging it. But why did I choose to teach you how you could manually add it? Because adding it this way, the first one that I taught you, allows you to identify how you could be able to manipulate the data inside. So rather than just clicking and dragging the table inside the web form. Okay? So I guess that's it for today. So this is how you add databases by using the TSQL on Visual Studio. So no SQL server needed. You could use this for creating your simple projects in ASP.NET. So again, this is Sir Arca, and have a nice day.